My friends, we are all culturally conditioned. What is cultural conditioning? It means that our norms, our behaviors, our statements, even our thoughts, our way of being in this world is conditioned and controlled to conform. That's what cultural conditioning is. You are raised in a family or in a neighborhood or in a culture or in a society or in a path of faith or in some ideology to believe what other people believe, to act the way they want you to act, to say what they want you to say and refrain from saying other kinds of things or doing other kinds of things because God forbid that would offend someone. To not even be who you are in this world at times. But we were not born culturally conditioned. We were born to be our authentic self. We are born with a yearning, a desire to explore, to express who we are. That is the truth. The cultural conditioning is like an overlay on who we are. And sometimes we have multiple layers that are going on that are trying to control who we are. And one of the ways that culture, family culture, a relationship culture, a culture of ancestral origin, a political culture, any kind of culture, one of the ways that a culture tries to get us to conform is through shame. Shame is one of the most destructive weapons that any parent, any partner, any society, any employer, anyone can wield. Because shame is not like blame. Blame asks you to take accountability for something that has happened. And it's temporary, it's situational. You did this, or this happened because of your action. Please take responsibility for it. That is not what shame is. Shame degrades and denigrates your very essence, or a child's very essence, or a person's very essence. They say, you are bad. That was bad. It is a moral judgment. That was bad what you did. You are so unprofessional. You should be ashamed of yourself. That's even more destructive than someone shaming you to say you should be ashamed of yourself, because that is telling a child or telling another human being that they should reach inside themselves and tear themselves down, belittle themselves. It is a form of power and control. It is someone or a society or a family saying, we know what is right, and we are telling you, you are wrong. One of the lessons that I've learned in life is to live unabashedly. The word unabashedly means to live without bashfulness, to be undaunted, undeterred, self-assured in who we are waking up and walking through this world. It means not to express the base reality of what we want to express, meaning the anger, the resentment, but to unabashedly, undeterred, express what's on our mind, who we are, what we believe in a self-assured way, and try to serve humanity by walking through this world authentically. So I would invite you to consider, my friends, do you walk through this world arrogantly or unabashedly? Those are two different things. Arrogantly means I can say whatever the hell I want to say. I'm going to do whatever the hell I want to do. That's an arrogance because it doesn't take into consideration how to say things. When is something appropriate? Walking through unabashedly means we wake up self-assured or find it somewhere in ourselves during the day or during a meeting. And we say, I'm going to say this. I'm going to do this. Because it is absolutely, in my opinion, the right thing to say and do. And I'm not going to shy away from it, and I'm not going to be ashamed by it. One of the books that I have out is called The F Book. What the fuck? Give a fuck. And those people that have known me for decades will open their eyes, drop their jaws, and say, Gosh, you shouldn't say that word. First, I think it's just a word. We have 800,000 words in the English language. It is just a word. And when someone raises their eyebrow and says, you shouldn't say that, or tries to shame someone for saying that word, they are trying to culturally condition that person. Say, oh, that offends my ears. Or they're gaslighting because they're engaging in something that should be called out. And then they call someone out for using a word just so that they can deflect responsibility. The Give a Fuck book is full of all these types of phrases and lessons and activities, behavioral practices in daily life to say, I give a fuck about you. I'm going to say this. I care about you. Stop effing around. And it is a book of compassion. It is a book of love and caring. And we need to be able to care enough to live unabashedly and say what needs to be said in the moment. And if we need to use a shock phrase without shame in order to shock someone else into reality or into change, then that's fine. We need to shed the cultural conditioning of, I can't say it this way, I can't say that, I can't do this, even though I care. And they're not listening to me, but I have to restrain myself. That's crap. If you care about someone and you see them spiraling, if you care about a society or a culture and you see it spiraling, then you don't sit back and say, well, there's certain things I just can't say. You just say it. And that's a lesson that I've learned in life. I hope this lesson matters to you in your life, whether you are trying to shed the shame that others have self-imposed or shed the shame and the cultural conditioning so that you can get out there and express what you want to express for the benefit of society, for the benefit of your neighbors, for the benefit of your family or loved ones, or for your own confidence and regeneration of your authenticity in this life. I want you to give a fuck. And I don't want you to feel shame. I hope you have a beautiful day.